with a public hearing. Eastfield Annexation Agreement public hearing is now called to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Carbonaro?
Present.
Daney?
Present.
Cabrera?
Here.
Gansey?
Here.
Hopkins?
Here.
Ranky?
Present.
President Wallace?
Here. Madam Administrator, or do you want the village attorney to talk about this? Or Roberta?
I can do it. So for the record, the public hearing notice for the annexation agreement was published in the Daily Herald and mailed to the required taxing districts on August 31st, 2020. A copy of the certificate of publication was also included in your packet tonight. The annexation agreement document was also made available for public review at the Planning and Development Services Department. And again, this is for the 15 acres located at the northwest corner of Petersdorf and Army Trail Road.
We need to kind of summarize the agreement itself. That's what the public hearing is on, so I'll be brief. It's the first item that you'll be voting on is an ordinance approving of the annexation agreement, and all the ordinances that are required by the agreement, or not all, but most, are before you this evening and are in your board packet and are available online to the public. But there's a piece to the north that's called the roadway parcel that's it's going to be dedicated, and then there's this, that's .996. There's a 13.975 acre piece that's going to have the 28 lots. One lot is is dedicated to the park district, and then there's a naturalized area and detention area, and the agreement provides certain conditions, approval by the county of the dedication of that park site. It sets out what the donations would be. It sets out that the village has to pass what we call the acceptance ordinance, which rezones the property, approves of the preliminary and final plat of subdivision, requires the creation of a special service area to pay for storm sewer if they fail, and stormwater management improvements, which are part of that outlot. Basically the terms between the parties, requirements there be a FICA and that there be security for the public improvements to be built. The engineering plans have been reviewed by the village engineer and approved, and they have to be built in strict accordance with those plans. That's all I have, unless anyone has any questions about the annexation agreement itself.
Anyone on the board? We'll open it up for anyone in the audience that would like to make a comment on the annexation. Chris, let us know if anyone's raising their hand online, please.
There is one person raising their hand, Mayor, but they were raising it from the beginning of the meeting.
Thank you. There's no further discussion. And we'll consider the hearing closed, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Hopkins. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Carbonaro?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes.
Cabrera?
Yes.
Gansey?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes.
Ranky?
Yes. Public hearing is adjourned. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Village of Bartlett Board meeting for September 15, 2020. I call the meeting to order and ask the clerk to again please call the roll.
Trustee Carbonaro?
Present.
Daney?
Present.
Cabrera?
Here.
Gansey?
Here.
Hopkins?
Here.
Ranky?
Present.
President Wallace?
Here. We've requested Bartlett Police Chaplain Brianne Fueling to do our invocation this evening. Brianne?
Pray with me. Father, thank you for every seat that has been filled here today. for each mind and heart that is here and seeks to lead our village in a way that leads to the community flourishing. We pray that you would strengthen our leaders for the burdens that they are carrying. Lord, we continue to pray for the Kammerer family who continues to suffer in great loss and grief. We pray that you would continue to lift their heads and strengthen their hearts. And pray for this meeting tonight and all who are here, that they would set out to do what you desire. Give everyone present wisdom to lead our village, and thank you for all the things that we have to celebrate tonight. We praise you for your presence with us. May you give us eyes to see those who are hurting, courage to care, compassion, and strength. In your precious name, amen.
Thank you, Brianna. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This brings us to our consent agenda this evening. All items listed with an asterisk will be enacted in one motion. There'll be no separate discussion on items on the consent agenda. At this point, is there anything a board member would like to add or remove from the consent agenda?
Mr. President, I'd like to add items A, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Does anyone have any issues with that? Any discussion around those items at all? Trustee Carbonaro, we're going to delay things a little bit so we can get your feedback. We can't see you nodding or...
I have no issue with that at all.
Anyone else?
Can I add item D1 to the consent agenda tonight?
Anybody have any issues with D1?
Not at all.
I want to discuss publicly. We've already discussed a few times. All right? That being said, I'll entertain a motion to amend the consent agenda to include the following. The consent this evening will include the bills list from September 15, 2020. The consent this evening will include items under Building and Zoning Committee, items A1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 under Building and Zoning Committee. And will be, the consent this evening will also include under Community and Economic Development, items B1. The consent this evening will also include under Finance and Golf Committee, item C1. And consent this evening will be adding under License and Ordinance Committee, item D1, and also including item D2. The consent this evening will be also including under Public Works Committee, item F1.
So moved. Second?
Moved by Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Carbonaro. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Ranky?
Yes.
Carbonaro?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes.
Cabrera?
Yes.
Gansey? Yes. Hopkins?
That motion carries. I'll now entertain a motion to approve the amended consent agenda.
So moved. Second?
Moved by Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Carbonaro. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Carbonaro?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes.
Cabrera?
Yes.
Gansey?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes.
Ranky?
Yes.
That motion carries. Next item we have for approval this evening under our agenda is the minutes from Board and Committee minutes, September 1st, 2020. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from that date.
So moved. Second?
By Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Carbonaro. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Daney?
Yes.
Cabrera?
Yes.
Gansey?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes.
Ranky?
Yes.
Carbonaro?
Yes.
That motion carries. Next item we have this evening on our agenda is the Treasurer's Report. Mr. Treasurer, not sure where you're at. I'll be on the line.
Thank you, President Wallace. I'm zooming in tonight. Again, included in your packet is the Treasurer's Report for the month of July. Also included is the sales tax report. We reported $198,797 this month compared to $205,572 the same month last year, so it was down just 3.3%. Overall, we're down about 2% year to date, so we're not doing too bad on sales tax. Motor fuel tax, we received a total of $99,562. That's $56,929 from the old MFT compared to $76,204 last year, and then an additional $42,633 for the new Transportation Renewal Fund. So that's it for the treasurer's report, unless there's any questions. Thank you.
Anybody on the board have questions for the treasurer? Hearing none, we'll move on to the president's report this evening. It's a great honor we have these folks here celebrating National Night Out. First, we'll start off with a proclamation, and I'll turn it over to our police staff. So, Proclamation National Night Out 2020, Tuesday, October 6, 2020. Whereas the National Association of Town Watch is sponsoring a unique nationwide crime, drug, and violence prevention program on Tuesday, October 6, 2020, entitled National Night Out. And whereas the 37th Annual National Night Out provides an exceptional opportunity for Bartlett, Illinois to join forces with thousands of other communities across the country in promoting cooperative police community crime prevention efforts. And whereas the Village of Bartlett plays a vital role in assisting the Bartlett Police Department through joint crime, drug, and violence prevention efforts in Bartlett, Illinois, and is supporting National Night Out 2020 locally. And whereas it is essential all citizens of the Village of Bartlett be aware of the importance of crime prevention programs and understand the impact their participation can have on reducing crime, drugs, and violence in the Village of Bartlett, Illinois. And whereas police community partnerships, neighborhood safety, awareness, and cooperation are the essential themes of the National Night Out program. Now, therefore, I, Village President Kevin Wallace, do hereby call upon all citizens of Bartlett, Illinois, to join the Village of Bartlett and the National Association of Town Watch in supporting the 37th Annual National Night Out on Tuesday, October 6, 2020. Further, let it be resolved that I, Village President Kevin Wallace, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, October 6, 2020 as National Night Out in Bartlett, Illinois. And welcome to Sergeant Rybowski, I think, right?
Thank you, Mayor and ladies and gentlemen of the Village Board. Are you going to be joining us up here to present the awards?
Yeah, I guess we are.
So it's our pleasure to be here tonight. Obviously, National Night Out over the years has been one of our biggest police community events. Started 27 years ago with a flashlight walk that started at Eastfield and went to Bartlett Park, and then there was a little party in the park. And it's become what it's become today. So a huge community event with several lead-in events, and the reason we've expanded it to the extent that we have is we've come to realize how important those police-community relationships are, how they promote and build trust, and really just build community support. What we're going to be talking about tonight is some awards that we usually give out at National Night Out, and these awards are built off that trust and community involvement. National Night Out is about getting neighbors out of their house to meet their neighbors and also meet the police. And when you forge those relationships, the goal is hopefully that when something happens, you'll not only be comfortable calling the police, but be willing to help each other out as well. So happy tonight to start giving out these awards. So our first award is the Community Spirit Award, and that's awarded to civic organizations like schools, churches, scout groups, charities, and nonprofits that have given back to the community by volunteering at community events or programs or showing their community spirit in other ways. This year's Community Spirit Award is being awarded to Take a Vet Fishing. So if I could have you come up. Thank you. Take a Vet Fishing is a nonprofit organization seeking to honor, comfort, and assist our post-traumatic stress soldiers. Over the past several years, Take a Vet Fishing has gone above and beyond to not only help out our returning vets by hosting their own fishing events in Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota, but also with donating several hundred brand new fishing poles for our annual Dare Fishing Derby. This has given yet another generation the opportunity to get out with their families and enjoy fishing. We are so grateful to have residents like Jay Garstecki involved with such amazing organizations. Thank you. The next award is our Business Star Award. This award is awarded to businesses who demonstrate a high amount of participation at events or programs within the community. And this year, the award goes to Bartlett National Karate. Bartlett National Karate has always proudly assisted within the community to offer support wherever needed and have helped with all our National Night Out events over the past several years. From volunteering to dress up in mascot costumes, entertaining audiences with their karate skills performances, and donating several gift certificates for karate lessons to our annual family fishing derby, to sticking around long after the events have ended to assist with cleanup. Bartlett National Karate has always shown a willingness to help out to make every event in our community even better. Congratulations. Lastly, we have our Citizen Star Award. This award is awarded to individuals who have gone above and beyond what is expected of citizens. The award recognizes citizen involvement in protecting the community, encourages neighborhood watch participation, and fosters positive relationships between the police department and the community. The first Citizen Award we have tonight goes to Nick Borst. I don't believe Nick was able to make it tonight, but I'd like to tell you about his award. So Nick was chosen to receive one of this year's Citizen Star Awards. On March 1st, 2020, at approximately 12:08 p.m., officers responded to Village Church of Bartlett for a full arrest. The victim was found on the ground, not conscious and not breathing. However, due to the quick actions of Nick, who administered CPR, he was able to save the individual's life. So amazing job by Nick. The next award goes to Matthew Deering, Giovanni Seratino, Craig Greenberg, James Dowling, and Edward Rolfs. If you could all join us up here, please. And in the event I'm about to tell you about, they assisted Adalberto Cardina Sanchez. If he's here tonight, I'd like to invite him up as well. So Matthew, Giovanni, Craig, James, and Edward were chosen to receive Citizen Star Awards for their quick thinking on June 16, 2020. At approximately 7:40 a.m., Bartlett police were dispatched to the area of Humbrock Circle for a report of a male who was trapped underwater beneath a riding lawnmower that had flipped over into the pond. After hearing screaming, Matthew, Giovanni, Craig, James, and Edward all ran over and were able to get Adalberto out from under the lawnmower and carried his unconscious body out of the pond. They were then able to remove the mud and debris blocking his airway, slapped him on the back, at which time Adalberto started breathing on his own and regained consciousness. The quick response of these individuals prevented Adalberto from drowning. This team of amazing individuals is truly deserving of this recognition. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, our last Citizen Star Award goes to the Campobasso family and James C. Cotting Jr. If they could join us up here, please. The Campobasso family and James C. Cotting Jr. were also chosen to receive one of this year's Citizen Star Awards. On July 22, 2020, at approximately 4:13 p.m., officers were dispatched to the area of Munger Road and Forest Preserve Drive for a traffic crash with injuries. Before arriving on the scene, dispatch informed responding officers that the driver that caused the crash had fled on foot through the subdivision, carrying a grocery bag and potentially a dark handgun. James was able to give a detailed description of the subject and his direction of travel to the officers on scene. The Campobasso family then informed officers in the area they had observed on video an individual entered their back garage door and closed the door. Once officers located the subject inside the resident's garage, they removed him and secured him, and James was able to make a positive identification, and the subject was arrested and charged. The brave and immediate actions of the Campobasso family and James C. Cotting Jr. helped us successfully and safely apprehend this subject. Nice job to all of you. Just to wrap this up, every year these awards remind us what a difference one individual can make in the lives of many. Thanks to all of you for going above and beyond. And I'd like to thank the village board and the mayor and my boss, Paula, for continuing your support of the National Night Out program. I'd like to say you all look striking in your National Night Out polos tonight. Thank you for your support. And we look forward to this year's event.
I realized it either. Most people don't, because I usually wear heels.
Situated again. I just want to commend our police department who, threw out the playbook for National Night Out and reimagined the entire event from top to bottom to deal with all the COVID restrictions and precautions that we have to take this year. And although National Night Out looks a little bit different this year, the spirit and the enthusiasm that's behind it is still there.
Yes, I totally would concur with that. Thank you. Is it Jeff or Sergeant Rybowski this year that's in the point? Sergeant Rybowski.
With Officer Dencher and Officer Anderson.
Oh, well done. Good job. This will be interesting this year when you submit everything. We'll see what happens, but I'm sure you'll do a bang-up job. That's excellent. And I think there's a scavenger hunt coming up soon, right?
There is a scavenger hunt this Saturday, downtown Bartlett. It is from 9 to 11. We'll bring the perfect weather.
Awesome.
Nice.
Thank you. Well, that was fun. All right, anybody have questions for staff?
I have a comment I'd like to make, if I may. I think it's appropriate that I do this evening. I just want to take a moment to recognize the police department for the outstanding job that they did on September 4th at the corner of Williamsburg and Morris Avenues. Apparently there was a domestic dispute which spilled into the streets leading to a fight. Subsequently, the police were called and numerous officers responded. After myself taking calls and meeting with some of the residents that were involved or witnessed the incident, they commented about the vulgar language directed to our responding police officers. I guess it was quite intense. In spite of the verbal abuse directed at our officers, they remained calm and didn't respond and ultimately diffused the situation. We all know our police departments are under a microscope today, but I can only say I'm proud of your efforts and proud of how you serve our community. And Chief, you can be proud of the officers that you have on the job and on the streets today. Thank you all for a great job.
No birthdays or anything?
That's it. I'm done.
Okay. All right. Town Hall. If anyone would like to address the board, please step up to the podium, state your name and address for the record. At this point, is there anybody present that would like to address the board? I think there's one person online. Seeing none here, Chris, do you have somebody that has a hand raised?
Yeah, I believe that was Lindsay Tintera.
Yes, she can speak now.
Hi there, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, name and address for the record, please.
Sure, Lindsay Tintera. My address is 132 Hearthstone Drive in Bartlett. I wanted to express my concern over the proposed gas station at the corner of West Bartlett and 25. I do live in the Bartlett Point subdivision, so you can imagine that's something of concern for us. The big issues that I've heard throughout our community and that I'm concerned with are, first and foremost, is that we don't need another gas station on the corner there. We need a grocery store or a pharmacy or a store that's going to help serve the community that is surrounding the area, which is families. I know there was some thought put behind that 2 gas stations would create competition and drive down prices. That's false. Obviously, gas prices are directed by oil prices. There's also a lot of concern, I know with the families within our community, about adding additional gaming and liquor sales right next to a park, baseball fields and football fields, along with houses. Our elementary school is 1.5 miles down the road. And while I know that that is outside the scope of the Illinois gaming rules, it's not good ethics. I don't believe this is the right decision for Bartlett. It certainly is not the right decision for the west side of Bartlett. I think you've heard that before. I know that there was a very good showing at the zoning and planning meeting, which it's a shame that there was no reason for us to go to that meeting. We were told that our opinion didn't matter. And so I'm here today to share that opinion. I am concerned that we will have an increase in crime due to gaming and alcohol sales. I am concerned that we will have an increase in accidents. I'm concerned that my kids will be playing on the football fields or the baseball fields, and cars and trucks from the gas station are going to be driving down Southwind to make a left onto 25, because you're only going to have right in, right out directional traffic there. So I don't think this has been thought through. I think this has been considered because of the revenue influx that it might provide to Bartlett. I believe that Bartlett's doing just fine with all the industrial revenue that they have added in the last 5 years. We moved here in 2014 and there was nothing surrounding our home. Now there's huge industrial warehouses on Munger Road and Stearns. I'm happy to put this gas station on Stearns right by those industrial warehouses. Have at it. But we need a grocery store. I need to be able to get to a grocery store in less than 15 minutes. And right now that's not possible. I can't get to a pharmacy within 15 minutes. I had a prescription waiting at the pharmacy for 2 days because in the world we live in right now, I have worked full-time at home, 2 children e-learning, and my health had to wait because it took too much time to get to a pharmacy. And I hope that the trustees, the elected officials for Bartlett, would really take into consideration if this is the right decision for the community of Bartlett.
Thank you. Anyone else online, Chris? Chris?
We had some comments, Mayor, but that person has not indicated that they would like to speak.
Is that a yes or a no? Is there anyone else who would like to speak for Town Hall?
One moment, Mayor, I do have somebody. All right, you may speak, sir, once you unmute. Mr. Kalpash, or Ms. Kalpash? Unfortunately, Mayor, it doesn't look like the person, oh, there they go. Mr. or Mrs. Kalpash? You may speak.
Yeah, my name is Kalpesh Desai. I live at 144 Abbott Court, and one of the residents of Bartlett Point subdivision. I wanted to agree with her and totally support, rather, having a grocery store or a pharmacy on the southeast corner of West Bartlett Road and 25. That would be definitely very convenient for all the residents who live, within the vicinity of this area. So I totally support. I think having a casino and a truck stop here is not going to help. There is already one gas station there. They already provide that service, that truck drivers and anybody who want to play casino, it's already available there. So I would really appreciate for the benefit of the local residents living, within a mile of West Bartlett Road and southeast corner of 25, that decision will be changed from gas station to a pharmacy store or a grocery store. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kalpesh.
We have two more, Mayor. All right. I'm not sure who the person is. Galaxy S9 Plus.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, this is the Wilson family, and my name's Anna Wilson. We live 139 Abbott Court. We are the neighbors for Kalpesh who just spoke. We just wanted to call in and give our opinion regarding the truck stop and gas station as well. Our concerns were pretty much similar to what Mrs. Santera had said and what Kalpesh had said. However, we do also want to people in the community take in consideration the fact that there's also a high school near there, and there's a lot of, teenagers that are traveling from across town in order to get to school before and after, and extracurricular activities. And, most of these kids are inexperienced drivers, and we just think that that intersection as it is with the amount of truck traffic is, generally pretty safe, but, occasionally you do see trucks running through those lights without stopping or slowing down. So we'd like to have that taken into consideration. Also, we have a school for high-risk students that is also being built across from Cooler Field, which is going to increase that traffic for, parents picking their kids up. And with just having, 2 lanes going each way on both sides of that intersection, it just seems like it's going to be a nightmare to get through and pretty much just basically, live in that vicinity. Plus we have, a lot of little kids and a lot of, teenagers that ride skateboards and bicycles. And, there's a lot of people right now that are using our street as a cutoff in order to avoid that intersection and the lights. Putting a gas station there is just going to increase that, and it's just going to be unsafe for everybody to be able to enjoy being outside.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
We have Ms. Olson who would like to speak next, Mayor.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Hi, yes, my name is Joanna Olson. I'm representing the Olson family. We live in Heron's Landing, and pretty much everything that's already been said, we're absolutely 100% agreeing with that. We have 3 children that drive back and forth to the high school in the mornings, always tend to be a mess already with traffic backed up in that intersection. Not only is that new school being built, that subdivision was built in the last year, and now there are 2 more subdivisions being built. The townhomes on the one corner with the homes directly next to it. That's also going to bring in more traffic. So having a truck stop in a major intersection that is primarily driven through by children, and like the previous speaker said, a lot of inexperienced or first-time drivers that are dealing with having to get to school in time, having to get to practice in time, having to get to their football games on time. and then throwing in more trucks. We already see a ton of trucks up and down West Bartlett and 25, and as she mentioned, flying through the intersection. I just can't even fathom how this is even a thought to bring more trucks, more traffic. I work and I actually take the back roads. I avoid West Bartlett because it's completely backed up. Yet my children have to drive down West Bartlett to 25 to get to the high school. So here I am avoiding it, but having my children go through this messy intersection multiple times a day. So I don't want to repeat, everything that the previous speakers have already said, but we're extending our support. Our neighborhood has all spoken together and all, voiced the same opinions that we don't understand why it's needed. Income can be generated in a multitude of different ideas, not this. And to be honest with you, the safety of the children, the safety of young girls that drive and go to these gas stations, again, because of the schools that are nearby, and you're going to have truckers, possibly, I don't know the extent of if they're overnighting it on the corners, coming in and out of the corners, and we have these, teenage girls driving by. To me, that does not sound safe at all for a nice community where homes are being built, but this is just going to bring down the property value and make it an unsafe neighborhood. I don't know who would want to come and move into a home next to a truck stop. And we live here already, and I don't know who would want to buy our home when we live. And we've been here 16 years. So again, thank you for your time. I really hope that you take all of our thoughts into consideration. We are 100% against this, and this is for the safety of our children. This is for the protection of our town, where we've all grown up, our investments. There's just got to be different ways to bring money into our town. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Olson. Anyone else, Chris?
Those are all the people who raised their hand to speak, Mayor.
Thank you, Chris. Anyone else in the audience want to address the board at this time?
Yes, we are representing a small group of the same, neighborhood.
Can you step up to the podium
Give
there?
the microphone, please, and introduce yourself.
Name and address, please.
My name is Bahani Kaipust. I live on 241 Dallas Drive. I lived there for 17 years. And I just want to say that my other neighbors are here with me, and we agree 100% what already is being said about the new gas station and the truck stop. I think it's not going to be safe to our community, and to where we need a grocery store or like a pharmacy, because I've been dreaming about this for all these years.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Anyone else like to address the board at this time?
My name is Anna Galecki, and I have a question as far as truck stops.
Address, please.
1984 Woodhaven Drive. Question about the truck stop. The typical truck stops we see on the highway is an area where the trucks stop and sleep. Is that what is going to be happening at these gas stations? Or is it just somewhere for them to obtain fuel?
I think that's been addressed before. I think it's very little parking involved.
Okay. And then agreeing with everybody else, one other concern is there's a lot of children that cross West Bartlett Road that live in Herring's Landing. There is unfortunately no patrol there to patrol them across, but there is a lot of kids, and that's another one of our concerns with the traffic that's going to be raised for the children that do not take the bus and have to walk across.
Well, the traffic increase is only less than 2%.
But could we look into getting a crossing guard?
Yeah, we might be able to look at getting a crossing guard there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something we could look at doing. There's not one there now?
No.
Okay.
There's one on the other side, but not on that corner. And I know there's a good amount of kids that actually walk down that street.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Anyone else like to address the board? Hearing none, we will move on to the standing committee reports this evening. First standing committee report is under Building and Zoning, Chairman Ranke.
Thank you, Mr. President. All items under building and zoning were addressed on the consent agenda.
Thank you, Chairman Ranky. Next, we got a two-pager tonight. Next, standing committee report is Community and Economic Development Committee, Chairman Gansey.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our one item was covered under consent tonight.
Thank you, Chairman Gansey. Finance and Golf Committee, Chairman Daney.
Thank you, Mr. President. Everything we had on the agenda was covered under consent.
Thank you, Chairman Daney. License and Ordinance Committee, Chairman Hopkins.
Thank you, President Wallace. Items D1 and D2 were covered under the consent agenda tonight.
Thank you, Chairman Hopkins. Police and Health Committee, Chairman Carbonaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. Nothing is on the Police and Health Committee for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Carbonaro. Public Works Committee, Chairman Gabrenia.
Thank you, Mr. President. We had one item that was covered under consent.
Thank you, Chairman Gabrenia. We have one thing on our new business that I will address, and then if anyone else would like to bring up any other new business, let me do anybody else. Anybody else have any new business they'd like to address at this time? Chairman, or Trustee Carbonaro, any new business?
No, I'm waiting for the next questions and answers.
Okay. We have a proclamation thanking Christina Gabrenia for her service to the Village of Bartlett. Whereas the Village of Bartlett has benefited from the hard work and commitment of Trustee Christina Gabrenia during her time on the Village Board, even though I took a couple of meetings for me to get your name right.
You.
Whereas Trustee Gabrenia was appointed to the Village Board in May of 2017 to complete the term of her late mother, longtime Village Trustee T.L. Ahrens, and was elected in 2019 to a 4-year term. And whereas Christina immediately showed her readiness to confront the tough issues and work collaboratively for the betterment of our community, and she still will. And whereas her good standing as a Bartlett business owner and active member of the Bartlett Rotary, the Bartlett Area Chamber of Commerce, and the Bartlett Lions Club allowed her to offer unique insight and build strong ties between the village and its business community and other civic organizations. And whereas Trustee Gabrenia's tenure on the board may have been short in years, it was long on the new perspective and enthusiasm for the work at hand that she brought to each meeting that she attended. And whereas her steady leadership and guidance helped the village successfully navigate many economic development and modern-day challenges while keeping it on a positive course for the future. Now, therefore, I, Kevin Wallace, President of the Village of Bartlett, Cook, DuPage, and Kane Counties, do hereby proclaim our many thanks to Trustee Christina Gabrenia for her service and dedication to our village, and offer her our very best wishes. Dated this 15th day of September 2020.
Thank you very much for the flowers, whoever organized them. I'm assuming they were for you?
Ranky always picks out all the flowers.
They were for me. Thank you. But I'm going to move them because I'm going to sit and read a speech because I am not nearly as eloquent as my cohorts up here. And this is a bittersweet moment that I will take a page out of George Kozio's book and read my prepared speech. It has been one of the greatest honors and truly most humbling gifts to have had the opportunity to sit in this chair, both literally and figuratively. The Village of Bartlett is an incredible community, and it is the tapestry of amazing people that make it so. It is all of us, past and present, that have shaped this shared vision of community. From the residents to the business owners, to those that protect and serve, and to those that lead, it is all of us together that make this community what it is, and it has been my absolute privilege to be part of it all. President Wallace, Trustee Daney, Trustee Ranky, Trustee Hopkins, Trustee Carbonara, and Trustee Gansey, please know how much I truly admire each of you on this board for all that you contribute, and I thank you for allowing me to be part of it. To the staff, Paula, Scott, to Brian and Lorna, and everyone on this team, Thank you for your vision, your dedication, your professionalism, and for all that you do for the betterment of the community. On a personal note, it has been an absolute pleasure to have worked with all of you. From the moment I stepped into this position, you have made me feel welcome. I will forever be grateful for your kindness. And a quick side note, especially given our discussions around National Night Out tonight, to the chiefs and everyone on the Bartlett Police Department as well, thank you sincerely for all you do to keep us safe. And also all you do to promote the true meaning of community. And by the way, if you ever need a fill-in to wear that cool mascot costume, I'm your girl. To the residents of the village of Bartlett, you are my friends, my family, my neighbors, my patients, my work team, and my colleagues. Thank you for your support, and thank you for the opportunity to serve you during my time on the board. So, here we are, the close of a most beautiful adventure, an opportunity for which I will always be grateful. I have made this difficult decision to step down in order to devote more time to my family and my business. A lovely, lovely friend emailed me recently that time really does fly, and it is so true. I've come to appreciate that time is fleeting, and I want to be present for my young children as much as I possibly can, in mind, body, and spirit. They will never forget the time I spent on this board, and I will continue to teach them the importance of being always mindful of the needs of others, just as my mother taught me. Thank you. Thank you.
I've known her longer than you, and I never got a hug.
You will truly be missed, but we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well spoken. Your mother would be extremely proud,
Very nice.
just as we are.
Yes. Anyone have anything else they would like to discuss before we adjourn?
I have a question for Madam Administrator. If we can get a status on what's going on with Metra, I'd like to know where we stand with that.
Sure. Earlier in the summer, we sent a sidewalk plan and a pedestrian plan to Metra. They were out here recently evaluating the pavers and the access, and as you know, doing some crossing repairs recently. So we sent them an overall plan that expands some sidewalks, expressed to them our desire to improve the pedestrian access and the safety around the station and extending down with the parking lot. They have sent that to their engineering department for review. And we are also, we sent them the concept plan that we had for Site E, and as we have those plans in a little more detail, we'll be sending them as well and inviting them out here to meet and walk the site with us.
Any idea when that would be?
I would imagine sometime this fall. We're getting more concrete plans regarding Site E, and that'll all be part of that discussion. And we're anticipating that they will look upon that favorably.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Carbonaro. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Gansey. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Carbonaro?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes.
Gansey?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes.
Ranky?
Yes. We are adjourned.